China has a record number of people over 100 years old, and some people at 90 are exercising to the point where even 20-year-olds would envy them. Today, we'll explore how to live to 100 and discover the root of immortality. Walking the streets of China, you can come across pharmacies, which are unusual for Westerners. They are recognizable by the distinctive aroma of herbs and roots. The shelves are lined with huge glass jars filled with dried mushrooms, herbs, minerals, and other exotic ingredients. This is a great place to go if you're specifically looking for TCM remedies and know exactly what you need. Pharmacies stock dried flowers and roots, insect larvae, crushed stones, mineral powders, century-old mushrooms, pure tea, and other preparations. These can only be purchased with a doctor's prescription. Sometimes, prescription medications can be purchased without a prescription, but the buyer must sign a receipt. Many pharmacies offer fresh herbal infusions that can be consumed directly at the pharmacy. However, there are additional nuances. Most pharmacies only have labels in Chinese. In tourist areas or border areas, English labels may be available, but this is rare in the provinces. There are very few 24-hour pharmacies in China. An alternative to these are hospitals, where you can purchase the necessary medications on an emergency basis. Let's delve into the Chinese village of Zisikio. It was small, and people there had little money, but one man transformed the lives of everyone in the village with his craft. In 1980, a resident of this village invented a snake farm to produce new drugs for serious diseases. In China, there is a scientific hypothesis about the potential use of snake venom for cancer treatment, based on research into its anti-tumor properties. Traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, has long used snake venom for medicinal purposes, but modern research is aimed at scientifically substantiating its potential therapeutic effects. One study conducted in China involved the venom of a viper native to Dalian Island, Liaoning Province. The Snake Venom Research Laboratory at China Medical University tested various venom concentrations in a mouse sarcoma model. The results showed that certain venom concentrations inhibited tumor growth, with a maximum inhibition rate reaching 87.1%. Furthermore, in China, snake venom is sometimes used as a pain reliever for advanced cancer. Analgesics based on it have high analgesic potency and are non-addictive, making them an alternative to morphine. It's important to note that although traditional Chinese medicine actively uses snake venom, many of its methods have been criticized due to a lack of sufficient scientific evidence of effectiveness and the risk of side effects. Modern research seeks to overcome these limitations by applying evidence-based medicine methods to study specific venom components and their mechanisms of action. Further research in this area aims to isolate and characterize specific toxins, identify their targets in the body, and develop safe and effective drugs based on them. However, the use of snake venom in oncology remains a subject of scientific research, and its use in clinical practice requires further clinical trials and confirmation of safety. Therefore, in this village, snakes are bred to extract their venom for further research. Snakes are kept in cages or enclosures. For milking, they are transported to a specially designated area. The snake's head is carefully secured to protect both the animal and the human. In the wild, the snake opens its mouth, its venom fangs reflexively extend forward, then lunges, its fangs pierce the victim's skin, and the venom is injected by pressure from the temporal muscles on the venom glands. A container covered with a film membrane is used as a venom collector. The snake bites through the membrane and injects the venom. After collection, the venom is processed to remove impurities and converted from a liquid to a powder using freeze drying. In this form, it can be stored for a long time without losing potency. Snakes are milked infrequently, about once a week to 2 months. During this time, a sufficient amount of venom accumulates in the glands. On average, one snake can produce venom twice a month. Temperature affects venom production. The higher the temperature, the more venom the snake produces. Farms strive to maintain a specific temperature regime. Milking snakes is dangerous work, requiring special skills and caution. Despite precautions, bites occur regularly. Areas with snake farms often have emergency services with anti-venom stockpiles. Snake farming in China has a long history. A real boom began in the 1980s following Deng Xiaoping's economic reforms. Today, China dominates the global snake market, accounting for approximately 70% of all sales. Farmers control temperature and humidity down to the degree, as snakes are sensitive to climate change. Selective breeding is carried out scientifically with the help of geneticists to create more productive and disease-resistant breeds. The Chinese government actively supports the development of this industry. Subsidies are allocated, research centers are built, and new quality standards are developed. Acupuncture, also known as acupuncture, is another health treatment practice in China. It is a key method of traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, based on the insertion of fine needles into specific points on the body. According to TCM theory, these points are located on meridians, channels through which the vital energy, or qi, circulates. Stimulating them helps restore the body's energy balance and activate its internal healing resources. Legend has it that this method originated in ancient times when a person accidentally discovered that hitting a leg with a stone relieved headaches. Archaeological finds confirm the use of bianshi, stone needles, for medicinal purposes. Later, during the reign of Emperor Huangdi, the Yellow Emperor, 2697 to 2596 BCE, stone needles were replaced with thin steel ones. In traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture is used to treat a wide range of conditions, from pain and neurological disorders to digestive and reproductive issues. In China, acupuncture remains popular and is considered a scientific treatment method. In Western countries, it is considered an alternative medicine. The results of clinical studies on the effectiveness of acupuncture are contradictory. Some studies indicate its benefits for specific conditions, while others show no significant effect compared to placebo. The theories underlying the method, yin, yang, qi, meridians, are metaphysical in nature and do not meet modern scientific criteria. I'd like to mention their healthy diet. The basic principles of healthy eating in China. Balance of yin and yang. According to Chinese philosophy, foods are divided into yin, cool, moisturizing, and yang, warm, energetic. A healthy diet requires a harmonious combination of these. For example, vegetables often act as yin, while meat or spices act as yang. Seasonality. Diet adapts to the seasons. In winter, warmer foods, lamb, ginger, are preferred, while in summer, more refreshing foods, raw fruits and vegetables, are preferred. For example, in spring, more sour foods are recommended to support the liver, while in summer, more bitter foods are recommended for the heart. In China, it is customary to serve many dishes in small portions, which helps avoid overeating. People eat slowly, savoring the flavors rather than trying to get full quickly. The traditional Chinese diet is based on plant foods, grains, and legumes, with meat used in smaller quantities as a complement to vegetables. In recent years, interest in healthy eating has been growing in China, especially among young people. The national program, Healthy China 2030, is being implemented, which includes regulating the health food market and promoting mindful eating. However, the problem of overconsumption of pork and insufficient consumption of vegetables, fruits, and whole grains remains, leading to increased obesity and cardiovascular disease. Longevity here is neither a miracle nor an accident. It is the result of a lifestyle shaped over millennia. Let's recall the words of the legendary Li Qingyun, who, according to legend, lived for over 2 centuries. When asked about the secret to longevity, he replied, "Keep your heart quiet, sit like a tortoise, walk briskly like a dove, and sleep like a dog." These words contain a whole philosophy: calm, fortitude, ease, and proper rest. But the most important thing is an attitude toward life. In China, longevity is not a race against the years, but the ability to appreciate every moment. Here, age is respected, wisdom is passed down from generation to generation, and a long life is seen not as a burden, but as a gift. So what's the secret? It's not in one pill, one exercise, or one recipe. It's imbalance. Thank you for joining us on this journey. May your life be long, healthy, and filled with harmony. See you soon.